2021 was a great year for esports. Worlds went the full 5 nail-biting games that included a 2-man Baron sneak, the miracle-producing Disneyland that is Dota's International provided another Cinderella story, and Simple finally got his CS major victory. You've seen the plays, you watched the confetti fall, the pyrotechnics fire off, and awed as the trophy was lifted, and thought, man, I want to do that. But how do you get there? What does it take to become a pro?
It's over! It's GG! It's over! GG! They've done it! They have done it! Team spirit!
Before we talk about the roadmap on becoming a pro, you may need to know or at least be reminded about a few things. First, pro players play a lot. If 10 hours or more a day of a particular game for weeks or months on end sounds like a quick way to pull out your hair, then this might not be the career for you. And I'm not talking about tournaments, I just mean day-to-day life. But it's not even the hours in the game that's the sacrifice, but rather the opportunity cost of spending hours in a game. That's hours not spent elsewhere. That's little to no social life, little to no time on other hobbies or even other games, no time for relationships or further education, etc. Second is pro players travel a lot. And even the top teams in the top esports rarely get to travel in luxury. Most of the time you'll be napping at airport gates, eating single-serving meals, and waiting in queues. If the stress of visas, departure times, and folding your body into coach seats while your friends and family wave goodbye sound like a price too high to pay, you should know you'll be paying it a lot in a pro career. Next is job security. While the bureaucracy of contracts is getting better at protecting players, it's still not where it needs to be, especially compared to traditional sports. A poor tournament result, a stressful environment, or just negativity in the wrong place can cost you a spot on a pro team, sometimes through no fault of your own or over something you had no control over. Even winning the largest prize pool in esports didn't secure Aoi 2000's job as he was kicked days after winning TI. Finally, pay. While along with protecting players, esports organizations are getting better at this, esports pay is still very top-heavy. The reality is that if you're not entering every tournament as one of the favorites, you're probably only just scraping by, and one too many poor tournament showings can be enough to completely dissolve a team. I'm not trying to dissuade anyone from chasing their dream, but if this is something you want to pursue, you should absolutely be aware of what kind of life you're chasing. And if this doesn't sound like something you want, that's fine. We get one shot on this earth and it shouldn't be spent doing something you don't want. And playing stress-free games with friends is fun. Duo lane top, why not? Run down Dust 2 with knives only, it'll be a laugh. How many times can you dummy the start before the opponents catch on? And if you're passionate about games and still want a career in gaming but not pay the price of a pro player, there are tons of jobs available in gaming that don't pay that price. But if you've only ever cared about the competition, if you go to sleep thinking about how you need to improve and wake up hungry to get back in queue, if you dream of lifting trophies, then this is how you become a pro player. We'll get the obvious out of the way. You need to climb the ladder. Unfortunately, if you're not someone who can consistently climb or struggles with ladder anxiety, you're gonna have to work on that. There are just no examples of a pro team grabbing an average player into their tier. It just doesn't happen. Climbing the ladder in a pro career is a lot like a college degree in other jobs. It shows an organization that you have the skill required to be at the top and that you can overcome the challenges to get to the top. You're able to adapt to metas, you have the time and determination that's required to climb, and that your play is consistent enough to get to the top ranks. Unfortunately, once you've reached the top, you're not done, as you have to play a lot and maintain your spot at the top. You can't prove you're adaptable to metas if you drop down in the next patch. This is also where teams will look to see how you play. While it's crucial that you climb to the top, teams aren't going to be looking at your climb to see how you play, as you're not going to be playing against the same caliber of players in your pro games as you were during your climb. So you have to play a lot to build up those games of playing against and with the top of the top the teams can look at, kind of like building your resume. This also brings me to my next point, which is being versatile. If you disregard what the rest of the team needs, rushing an AWP and staring at mid doors every round, you may not be hearing from teams soon. Not only do pro teams want someone who can bring a lot to a team, but there are only so many positions available at the top. And if you're dead set on a specific role, you may never get that opportunity. But if you widen your play, you're increasing the chances of possible options. In some games like a MOBA or a hero shooter, this also means being versatile in what you play. You may have one-tricked your way to the top, and you may be one of the best in the world at that trick, but organizations are simply looking for more. A team can't pick a player easily countered with a ban or a change in the meta. A professional team is also looking for someone who gels with the established roster's playstyle, so you need to be versatile just to be a possible option in the first place. The more versatile a player you are, the more appealing to teams you will be, and the more possible openings you can be considered for. So you've climbed to the top, you've stayed at the top, you play a lot of matches, and you're a versatile player. A lot of people have the misconception that this is where the road ends, that the next step is getting contacted by a professional organization. While it can happen, this is not only very rare, but a very passive approach to your goal. Playing high-ranked games day in, day out, and waiting for opportunity to fall in your lap isn't going to get you far. No, like many things in life, the next step is networking. It's not what you know, but who you know. The good news is you can get the ball rolling in your high-tier games. The pool of players at the very top is small, and there's a good chance you'll be running into other like-minded individuals or just other pro players often. This is an opportunity to stand out, not just in-game but as a person. Side note, this is also where things can go wrong if you behave poorly in your games. It goes without saying, but I'll reiterate that if you gain a reputation of being a toxic teammate, nobody's going to want to play with you, even if you are one of the best players out there. Yes, there are examples of toxic people on teams, but these are few, and you'll be making a very challenging goal even harder. But if you can play high-tier games regularly and become someone that people look forward to playing with as a versatile teammate, you'll have a good networking start. Sadly, this is just the start, and again, where many people make the mistake of stopping. You don't really have to worry about marketing yourself in traditional sports because the road to professional is well trodden. Often it'll be about getting into the right school or the right club where scouts will come down and watch you. That infrastructure isn't really laid out for esports. Another quick side note, some universities offer esports scholarships, so if you're the right age heading to college soon, it may be worth looking at what options are available. They might be able to help you with your career. But in esports, there isn't a club or a particular time of day where all the team coaches watch high-tier games to draft new players. So instead, you have to do your own marketing. You need to create a platform for yourself, even if it's just social media. Create your platform. Let it be known that you're looking to play on a team. Post your highlight clips or your journey in high ranks and actively reach out to managers or coaches. Make sure you know you are on their radar. Ask how you can apply and what requirements a team might have. Don't passively wait and hope one day someone might notice you. Go out of your way to make sure they know about you. One of the best ways to make a platform to market yourself is Twitch. I've spoken about networking and I've mentioned marketing yourself and starting a stream on Twitch, which are two entire careers unto themselves. That's right, this isn't gonna be easy. You don't need a degree in marketing, but you need to be actively seeking out opportunities, and a social platform with a few fans is the best way to do that. You don't have to stream on Twitch, but it's a great platform to have. And if teams are looking at two equally skilled players, but one also has a Twitch following, they're more likely to go with the player on Twitch. Not only because from a business perspective to bring those supporters into their fan base is good, but also because on a stream it's even easier to see what kind of person you are. It's one of the best places you can market yourself as a good, reliable teammate. You'll essentially have done a lot of the work for them. They will still scroll through your profile and talk to people you've played with, but they also have this wealth of information about your play and what you're like in-game through your streams. While this is a lot of work, the good news is that if you never get the opportunity to play for a professional team, you may find that you like streaming on Twitch and may decide to pursue that as a career as it is, a fallback if needed. I've spoken about climbing the ranks, staying at the very top, and being a versatile player, about making sure you are someone people want to play with, actively searching for opportunities and marketing yourself. There's one more important piece to the puzzle that I want to talk about. But before I do, if you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you're interested in more video essays about games, consider subscribing, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Have you considered a pro career? Are you actively pursuing one? Let me know in the comments. The final key ingredient is team experience. The latter is not the same as competitive play. Playing the same role with a full stack and practice strategies against similarly prepared teams is not the same as solo queue or duo queue or even a full stack on the ladder. Organizations are going to be looking for people who have experience playing on teams against other teams. It is a very different environment to solo queue. You will have to build up a resume of small amateur tournaments that you've taken part in, even if things didn't go well at the tournaments and you didn't get the result you wanted. Professional organizations need to know that you not only have the experience of practicing with the same group of people and that you're able to fill a role in a team, but also that other people want to play with you, that you're a team member and not just a solo pub star. This isn't as hard as it sounds. There are many amateur tournaments for different games being played constantly. Having done your networking also helps, as you're more likely to be asked to play with a stack in a small amateur tournament than a big organization picking you off the ladder. From there you can meet even more like-minded players and so on, but you need this experience. Do not skip this step. Even if you yourself have to do a lot of the legwork of finding other people willing to play, making the team yourself, and applying into these amateur tournaments. Having that experience under your belt sets you apart from the pub stars and shows the large organizations that you have the experience in competitive play and that you're looking and able to do more than just the ladder. I hope this video has helped you and that you now know where you are on your journey and what your next step is. It is not an easy road, and if you realize it's not for you, that's okay. But if you know this is what you want to pursue, I hope this has helped. Sincerely, I wish the best of luck to you on your journey. Have fun.
Need another though. Bit.
10 seconds, deny the plan. That's
oh
the
no!
bomb. That's
It's falling apart!
That's going to be
it's only
it!
Nico, there's no time! He just has to watch that clock tick down! This is it! Na'Vi have taken the major!